With the latest developments from Afghanistan, as Taliban has seized the capital after a 10-day onslaught on government forces. At least 5 people are reported dead after panic rush of crowds at Kabul airport as Taliban seized power. The departure of Afghan President Ashraf Ghani from the country has left many in the country feeling angered and confused as the Taliban armed group looked to retake power 20 years after it was toppled in a United States-led military invasion. There is more in this report.
Afghans living in Kabul have awoken to their first full day under Taliban rule. The group entered the capital on Sunday as the government collapsed and President Ashraf Ghani fled abroad. Most residents in the Afghan capital of Kabul are staying at home on Monday morning in obedience with the Taliban demands. This is coming a day after thousands of Afghans and foreign nationals surged onto the tarmac at Kabul airport, seeking a place on a flight out of the country amid chaotic scenes that unfolded as the Taliban took control of the city. U.S. troops deployed at the airport to safeguard the evacuation of U.S. nationals had fired in the air to deter hundreds of civilians running onto the tarmac to try to board the plane. President Ashraf Ghani confirmed his leaving of the capital on his Facebook page late on Sunday evening, saying the move was to prevent bloodshed. He says, quote, "If there were still countless countrymen martyred and they would face the destruction of Kabul city, the result would have been a big disaster on human in the city." The deputy leader of the Taliban says now is the time to provide for the people of Afghanistan and improve their lives. The comments were made in a new video clip released by the militants.
Now is the time to trial. We will give services to our nation. We'll give serenity to the whole nation. We'll go as far as possible for the betterment of their lives.
I can certainly say.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Boris Johnson has said no one wants Afghanistan to become a breeding ground for terror as the Taliban enters capital Kabul. Speaking after a meeting of the emergency Cobra meeting, he said the situation continues to be extremely difficult and will get even more so.
What we'll do is we'll keep going with the teams that we have to process as many applications that we have in the time available. But more importantly, I think, is this international effort now to make sure that we bring the world together, bring the UN Security Council together, the North Atlantic Council, to look at the situation, to look back at 20 years of effort and achievement in Afghanistan, and to make sure that we don't throw those gains away.
More UK soldiers, border forces joining us.
The British Defence Secretary Ben Wallace also said British forces going back to Afghanistan is not on the cards. Mr. Wallace said it was not yet the right time to decide on whether to recognize the Taliban as the Afghan government.
The next group of Afghans to come out will be 782, and we will make sure we get them in the next 24 to 36 hours out of the country, and I'll continually to process those people.
It remains to be seen how the Taliban will rule the Asian country in the coming months. Ibrahim Shaita, TVC News.